An album a day is my exploration into the Korean music scene. This podcast will cover mainstream, indie, and some underground artists within the scene and provide both factual and opinionated commentary. The biggest benefit to sharing my thoughts this way is that it will hopefully expose you to more great music and exploration of your own. Finally, we've reached the season 3 closer, and it's a little bittersweet for me. I must admit, I'll get into it. We are looking at the final album of 8. Now, I know some of you might be aware that there was something that was released in 2020, but this is from the original discography. We're looking at the self-titled Final, which was released in 2011, giving our final thoughts. And before I get into all that magic, giving you all some very solid updates. Let's get into it after the drop.
You're tuned into an album a day. Show start.
Hey y'all, the sound quality is not like up to par and everything this go around. This is very rough, very naked. There's a reason for that. Our last episode together before this one, so that would have been July 15th, 2020, we did a bit of a message about KPSN Podcast Fest and letting you all know what was getting ready to take place, as well as the season coming to an end. And in the in-between time of all that, well over 100 episodes have been picked up and moved away from Anchor. I moved, and it makes me sad to say it because I had such a positive relationship with Anchor. It was a great experience hosting this podcast over there. And for the year that we were there, I gained well over 7,000 listeners. That's insane to me because, for crying out loud, I'm not a Korean commentating on this. I'm just some random foreigner who's a fan of this crap. And for the course of 12 months, I had at minimum 580 people listening to this show. So thank you all so much for your support. This isn't the end. It shall continue, which is why my new home is Captivate.fm. It's a wonderful company. They've been very good to me thus far. And when I come back for season 4 in August, I will have this lovely interactive website for the show and all these other new cool features and whatnot that were intentional in design as well as requested by you, the listeners. So show notes will be a little bit more detailed and occasionally include links to videos or where you can access music that's a little bit hard to find. There will be some capabilities of being able to rank the podcast a little bit better because we would love to have an award-winning podcast in 2021. That would be so cool if we gained some kind of national acknowledgement for the work that we're doing over here. And I say we because, yeah, I'm hosting it and whatnot, but this is all contributing to what you all bring to the table as well. Your interest, your energy, your random questions. There will be a more consistent upload on the Great Moments YouTube channel of the podcast for those who might not have the capability of listening on a podcast platform, as well as the content that belongs over there in general. There will be a new Multifacetedacg website launching. Now, I usually change my website every 1 to 2 years, but this time it was imperative to no longer divide Ashley Griffin, the professional in education and communications and leadership, away from Multifacetedacg, the entertainer. Miss Blink is still going to be somewhere else. She's just too much. But there will definitely be referential information about both sides of myself on one platform for the very first time ever in the history of me being Multifacetedacg. And also there will be a sister show to this. It's not kicking off in August, I can tell you that. It's going to be happening in September. It's going to be episodic, so it doesn't necessarily mean that if you missed a previous episode, you won't know what's going on, but we're taking that whole goal of being the Matthew McConaughey of Hallyu storytelling to a new level with a series of certain stories that I'm eager to tell. So we recorded one of those stories during the KPSN event. It was really cool. It's really fun. And I was going to share it early for season 4 of this, but we're going to keep it over there. So the kingdom of K-pop, the royal families of K-pop, as well as the animal kingdom of K-pop is going to be told on that particular platform. And I'm excited about it. It's ambitious. It's a little crazy, but no longer is it necessary for my face to be involved with these magical narratives that I have. So I'm going to do that. We're also going to look at some aspects of not just the K-pop scene. We'll be looking at some storytelling from the K-drama and film aspect of things and whatnot. So it'll be interesting. I promise you, it'll be interesting, and hopefully it'll have some of your other favorite podcast creators contributing to it, perhaps as voiceovers or random characters in these stories that I'm telling. So it's some fun stuff that's happening, new sponsorship opportunities and whatnot, and all of this growth is in thanks to you. I cannot thank you enough for believing in the ridiculousness of African American female commentating on South Korean music. It's the strangest thing, but it seems to work, and it seems to put a lot of smiles on a lot of faces. So thank you. There won't be a lot of the wonderful drops and things and little interjections that we're used to hearing on here because I recorded this on Anchor for the last time, but I knew it would be on the new platform. So we're just going to get into it appropriately. So as I referenced, I said that there was something that was, I done hit the mic. I said that there was something that was released in 2020. Yes, they did a 23rd single album called Fool Again. All 3 of the members of 8. It's very sultry, extremely adult. But we're going back to 2011, their 4th mini album called 8. This was right before everyone decided to go their separate ways. So let's give you the overview of what it says from the Big Hit website. Let me put on my big girl reading voice. 8 claims its musical independence from Bang Si-hyuk. 8 releases the mini album 8. 8 returns from their 1-year hiatus with Covering Those Lips. 8, who were recognized with songs such as Without a Heart and Farewell Is Coming, is returning on June 21st, 2011, with their new album 8. Musical independence from Bang Si-hyuk. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. I guess that just means more freedom to create what they wanted to. Whatever, carrying on. The album was produced by 8. Well, there's the answer, thus showing the musical growth they have achieved so far. The mini album, titled 8, contains the members' musical color and sincerity. Claiming their musical independence from their reliable supporter, the team not only wrote and produced the songs and lyrics, but also looked for songwriters who would write songs that best fit them. This is how the music of 8 has been created. That's clever. Okay, carrying on. 8, who were known for the unique UCC even before they debut, released several UCC videos, including a premiere live video and a parody a cappella ahead of the album release. The videos showing fantastic harmony of the music and the members' vocals we was on a roll until then, revealed their daily lives that is always accompanied by music. The rest of it is just, it's not even necessary. This album only had 5 tracks on it. Covering Those Lips, You Are Amazing, Not Even Song Can Heal Sadness, You Make Me Feel Brand New, and Dilemma. It's wonderful. It's a great album. It sounds so good. And now that I have this knowledge that they were heavily involved in everything, it makes sense that it sounds so stellar. They had matured. They were much older at this point. They weren't fresh off of the let's chase down this pop and hip hop vibe that everyone else is doing. No, they knew who they were. They knew what their strengths were. They knew where their areas of opportunity were in terms of performance and captivating an audience. And this album does it. It sounds phenomenal. And part of that is because it was done in 2011, so it wasn't that long ago. It's almost 10 years old. But nonetheless, we've come across other things that sounded dated in the early portion of the 2010s. But I really enjoyed this album. Covering Those Lips, the title tickles me half to death, but it does sound really good. I happen to like You Are Amazing the most. The songs aren't around longer than they need to be. You're looking at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. 3 minutes and 10 seconds for You are amazing. Dilemma sits with you for a while. It's on for 4 minutes and 14 seconds. But it's just a very, very good album. They took that year off and then they did this. And this is just a solid way to say, and we're done. And if we choose to come back, then maybe we will. After this, we had a lot more of Home doing their duality and Ehyun just continuing forth with singles and whatnot in his discography, because of the amount of time he's been involved in the industry, is very, very extensive. His page on the Big Hit website is by far one of the most delightful, because even through the covers of the albums, you can see the evolution of what was in at the time, as well as a maturity from being a pop idol to an actual R&B singer, a ballad deliverer. It's just really nice to see that. It's very nice to see it. So, giving a ranking for this, K-pop fans, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being essential listening and 1 not worth mentioning, the A3Day ranking of this final album, 8, is certainly a 5. It's absolutely a 5. And given as such for their entire discography, 8 is a 5. I give it an overall 5. They are a solid experience, a certain essential thing that needs to be heard, especially when there's not a variety of co-ed groups on the scene. I just think they brought something really nice to the table, and it was refreshing to hear their 2020 single, given the circumstance that it had been so many years since they did something together on actual digital vinyl, if you will. So yeah, that's it. Like, my final thoughts are very quick and straight to the point this time. I just popped myself with the rubber band. Give me a moment. Ow! Ow! I don't know if when we're on the new place, Captivate.fm, if my life is going to continue to be in shambles like this every episode. I don't know, but we've got time to figure it out. Season 4 of Multifacetedacg presents an album a day will pick up on August 24th, 2020. And we are starting with a group called 8Eight. And I'm excited. I'm going to use this time to mourn the movement of one platform to another, but growth is necessary. We've got ambitious things that we're aspiring to do, and we have to have a platform that can allow that. More ownership of the brand, more ownership of the experience, more freedom to do what I want. And longtime Migualas, y'all know that's how I roll. I do what I want. So there's sponsored ads and social media hashtags, but this show is truly supported by the efforts of my Migualas, the most amazing fan base a little entertainer could ever have. Special shout out to my Patreon patrons, the student body, and the scholars who keep my vision of becoming your favorite foreign Korean music historian, exploring all the industry from A to Z, a real thing. If you're interested in supporting the growth of this podcast and supporting content, please visit patreon.com/multifacetedacg. And for as little as $1 a month, you can get in on the magic. Interested in continuing your support at the free $99 price? I love you for it. You can still engage with the show and me, your lovely host, when you retweet, repost, and share the show and use hashtag A3Day. You can also tag Multifacetedacg to get my attention. And if you're listening to this podcast on a platform other than Captivate.fm, please leave a few stars or a review to keep things growing in the right direction. From what I have been told, I am on some pod, what is it called? Y'all can hear me clicking around trying to figure it out right now. Let's see. There is a platform I'm on called Podchaser, Pod, C as in Charles, Haser, and you are able to rank me there and leave your own reviews of the show. So if you're not a person who listens on iTunes, and you have always wanted to leave your opinions about the show, then you can create a free profile over there and show it some love. And those reviews are public. They're going to go into my digital media kit. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying that. Do you know I have to start over with accumulating my audience? It would have looked so good to put in my portfolio. I had over 7,000 listeners, but we're starting fresh because Captivate asks you to start fresh. So it is what it is. That's all I got. I'll catch y'all in season 4. I promise you everything will be all nice and organized and purtiful then. Thank you for rolling with me. I'm so grateful for y'all. And I will catch you in the next episode. Bye, y'all.